Well, I'm saving a delightful person who's added so much to Nikken and his credibility as a medical doctor. Dr. John Jackson is going to share a story. And so,
Hey, thank you. Pleasure to be with you all. Greetings from beautiful Santa Cruz, California. It's a beautiful natural environment where redwood trees meet the ocean, Pacific Ocean, Monterey Bay. And my Nikken story, and it's a pleasure to share it with you, kind of starts with my wife's ill health. You've heard the line about how the cobbler's children had no shoes. The doctor's wife had no health. She was stopped at a stoplight, just exiting an expressway when a drunk driver hit her from behind. Police estimated 50 to 60 miles an hour, so it was quite a bump, if you will. And in medicine, we learn how to run tests and examinations and come up with descriptive terminology and diagnoses. She had a neck injury, a cervical sprain, a whiplash, if you will. But like that proverbial domino effect, it kind of went downhill from there. And if I were just to use descriptive language, she didn't sleep very well because of the tension, the kind of chronic sprain, if you will, in her neck and shoulders. And she also began to notice that her heart would palpitate, beat irregularly. And I noticed there were certain, I'll call them trigger points, where you would touch her certain spots that were just very, very sensitive and always tired. And, in conventional medicine, we learn a lot about diagnosing problems and coming up with treatment recommendations, sometimes medication, sometimes surgeries, not usually with any kind of guarantee, and sometimes with the potential for side effects. But in her particular case, nothing was working. We're people of faith. We were praying. And not long after we moved into this house we have in Santa Cruz, we noticed the water didn't taste quite right. And Annette was teaching piano, including a couple of Japanese student moms. And they said, well, we have, something that could really improve on your water taste. And so my wife from South Korea had a lot of respect for Japanese technology. Well, let's just order one of those machines there so I can have better water for myself and for the family. When I opened up the box and looked at the sales slip or whatever, I thought I could have found a cheaper one at Costco, I think. But anyway, that was our introduction, was improved water quality. And I think these Japanese ladies, not really knowing the whole history, if you will, they just almost in a reflex manner said, besides water, we have this great sleep system, so-called. And so they loaned her a pad for the mattress, etc. And lo and behold, after 15 years of feeling poorly, all of a sudden, within days, she awakened with a new quality of health and existence. And I remember that maybe third morning, she asked, "Are the lights in this room brighter?" And I said, "Well, it looks about the same to me," but her perception of light had changed. And she said, "I think my neck's getting longer." And I thought, my golly, I married a giraffe. But anyway, she was experiencing relaxation of that neck tension she had. And really, her mom was living with us at the time. She wanted to know, did you give some drugs to my daughter? Because she just all of a sudden had tremendous energy bounding up and down stairs. And so it was very mysterious. I'm from the state of Missouri. I thought this is just a very powerful placebo effect, until I was shown in my own body results from the same Japanese technologies. I was thinking I was going to be a long distance runner running marathons. So anyway, I was very, very tired and fatigued, but also very stiff in the neck myself towards the end of these long runs. And so for my 50th birthday, I said, I noticed you guys have this necklace thing. Why don't I try one of those? And bingo, within, a day or two, 70, 80% of that neck tension just disappeared. And to again kind of convince the Missouri Mule, the show me state, um, I lost that necklace going to see a dermatologist one time. I think there was a hole in my pocket, took the necklace off, and why the same problem recurred. So I sheepishly admitted I'd lost the necklace, and she ordered me another one, and that did. And the problem went away again. So in other words, there seemed to be something very real, shall we term it, about what was going on. And that was our introduction. We went on and found that, maybe you could almost liken health to a multi-layered cake or an onion or some geological formation or whatever. And we began to peel back more and more layers as different products were introduced, technologies were tried, until we got what I'll just term vital elements, better air, better water, better sleep, better nutrition, better energy. Wow, the cumulative effect was non-arithmetic. It wasn't 1 + 1 = 2. It was 1 + 1 might be 5 or 6 or something like that. We just were really leveraging these natural energies, which, initially to me sounded kind of frou-frou. They were not concepts I was acquainted with. You learn a lot in medical school, but you don't learn as much really about health. You learn about disease mostly. And so we know that there's a connection between health and diet. So we'll go see that dietitian down the hall, or maybe go to see the physical therapist and get an exercise program for you. We don't learn as much about wellness, shall we term it. And so, and yet we all want to be well. Nikken just opened up a brand new world. Sometimes I say it was almost like going back to medical school. So it was just an education and an exhilarating, beautiful one. And as has already been touched upon by others, it's hard to compare the pleasure you have in helping others find what mostly all of us are looking for is, to feel better, is feel as good as we can, but they don't always know where to find it. On television and other media, you hear about the pharmacy and other sources of relief, but to help the body heal better, you need a beautiful environment, like we live in a beautiful part of the world. But in your house, you can have that sort of recreation of the Garden of Eden, if you will, to where you have good working conditions for the body. And so anyway, I think I might have talked too much, but that's been our experience. And we would continue, really, if there were no cash changing hands. I mean, it is by moral obligation. How could you not share what's been so helpful to you? It was an answer to prayer. But while you're learning better communication skills, not everybody speaks the wellness lingo. I certainly didn't at the beginning. Sometimes you can go through the door of a spouse, or a problem that's just not responding to other means. And so when you share that, as you become a better person and more oriented towards helping other people, not yourself, wow, you get paid to do that. So pretty nice combo. So I'll just end it right there, and thank you once again for your kind listenership.